It's that time. It's time for Inside NHSTRA. What's going on, everybody?
Marcus.
Downtown Kevin Brown.
What's going on, buddy?
Mike Marshall and Offspring. How's it going?
And Offspring.
Excuse me.
That's nothing negative. What's up, Soph?
Well, I don't know.
Thank you, that's
I'm
much
glad I'm
better.
not Mike's Offspring.
Oh, I would have beaten you.
There's a lot worse things that you can be in life than
I'm just
Mike's
kidding.
Offspring. That's for sure.
We always say this. Mike is probably one of the more. There's a lot of people that give in the racing community. Mike, you give a lot, man. You give a lot of time. You give a lot of financial outcome to people's pay when they're winning. You do a lot of sponsorships of the divisions and tracks. So thank you for everything you do, buddy.
You can't rebound from the last comment, but you're welcome.
I still don't want to be your Offspring. I'm just grateful. I'll take your money though. I don't have to be an Offspring.
I'm just hoping.
Unless you want to give it to me, I'll become a son if I have to.
I'm hoping MLM Diagnostic Services and Bumpy's Auto Repair do not ever find a calculator and add up how much money they give to these tracks.
As I'm saying this about Mike, it's them two who really do step up. It's Bumpy's and MLM. You see them everywhere, and not even just at NHSTRA tracks, at all the tracks. They really do so much. And it's people like them and you.
Do you know how many times I've looked at back and said, "Are you ready?" And made a little, hey, let's do something.
Yeah. I actually got to reach out to her.
I will say the fundraiser is her idea.
Yep.
And she's doing an awesome job.
That's great.
I get emails and texts from her all the time.
I visited the table at Hudson yesterday, and I was like, oh, I don't have any snacks because they're having the bake sale. And I went over, and I was like, I'm thinking it's like going to be like really expensive. And I was like, this what? How much are these bags? Are like $1 a piece. I'm like,
oh, God.
I'll take a whole
bunch.
bunch.
There's the 3 pounds that day.
So we had Buxton cookies and brownies and bags of candy. I literally bought. I bought a bunch of bags and then I filled, because I have that refrigerator that's in my trailer. I filled the fridge and I ate off that stuff all night long.
So did you use all the ones you usually spend at the Gentleman's Club, or just do you have you stop at a bank, get your own ones for that?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Neither does Sophie.
It's all right. It's all right.
So in the bags of candy, they had like bracelets of like candy that went around a bracelet. And I was like, and I ate everything else. I'm like, I'm not eating those. Flash forward to 7:45, and I got 2 of them around my wrist, and I keep going like this, and I'm eating them off.
So are they kind of like the ones?
Where everybody got the
They're not
candy.
those. They're not the big ones, but yes, they're real. They're really good.
Really?
I tried one. I was like, oh yeah, these are going on.
Did someone make those?
No, I don't think so. So we have a special shirt that has been arrived. I would like somebody to throw it over to me.
Oh, you got it?
Right here.
I owe this gentleman a shirt.
So we had said on the show a while ago something about Sergeant's starter. I mean, it almost competes with my Macho Man Randy Savage shirt.
Good.
But
That is pretty good. That's good swag right there.
so Mr. Pike will have a original Wheelman shirt coming his way.
Nice.
Yeah, Bumpy had cupcakes. The problem was it was harder to hide cupcakes, Harmon. I couldn't hide cupcakes in the trailer. I could hide candy and brownies and cookies.
Oh, those were good cupcakes.
Yeah.
Who brought the cupcakes?
Bumpy's had them.
Oh, that's part of the bake sale.
Lawless says new Ben looks sharp.
I
What's
feel
up,
pretty
new
good.
Ben?
Let's talk about some changes for next year.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Ben was on about 10 minutes ago, and right as we're going live, I gotta go. I'm too angry, and he walks off.
Oh, it wasn't angry.
He
Ben
was angry. Ben was angry.
Yeah, don't start rumors.
And he wasn't hangry. He was angry.
No, we're not hangry
We're not
because
hangry.
Jersey Mike's hit
Jersey
the belly
Mike's
today,
took
so
care
that
of
was
that one.
phenomenal.
Nah,
They
I'm just
better have
kidding. He wasn't
sponsored
angry.
you for those sandwiches with the plug they just got.
Who?
Jersey Mike's.
Not only that,
I'm going to cut this up and send it to him.
I'd rather
Absolutely.
get baked goods from Beck and have them brought in. That'd be way more fun.
Hey,
So
Beck, if you're watching, I challenge you to make baked goods for Mr. Kevin Brown.
I'll
It's
take
probably
it.
the cheapest sponsorship we've done together.
I don't know, that's a lot of work, man.
He's going to eat a lot, so maybe not.
That's some
but
time.
I want more stuff. I actually didn't buy the brownie. It was given to me, and I was like, here, take this because this is the last batch of brownies I'm making for the year.
Who was that?
I can't say. Those are Buxton related brownies.
Oh gosh,
So those things are phenomenal.
Buxton's good at whipping up the baked goods.
I love it. I want to have a bake sale here, but nobody's allowed to come.
I was
but
gonna
me.
say you're gonna.
He'll just sponsor that himself.
Right.
That's a bad.
Emily
program for you
Miller
to get
says
involved in.
Jersey Mike's fuels my race days.
Jersey-
I drove by there, but I had the trailer on, and the parking lot was packed.
one in Hudson?
Yes.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's a
That's
bad
not
spot to
trailer
get
friendly.
into.
Yeah, that parking lot's tricky.
It is
Yes.
if you want to walk.
No.
You
Yeah.
can work
You could
it
park,
off that
yeah,
way.
you could park across the street there.
Yeah, and run across the 18
not
lanes
the,
of traffic.
the side road there.
Okay,
not
okay.
not the main road. Yeah, we don't want you running across the road. You're not that fast.
No. Oh,
we're
I
not-
don't
we're
think
not-
anybody in this room could make it across that.
No.
Well, Sergeant Starter might be able
Yeah,
to.
we're-
So
we're not playing Frogger on 3A with you.
No.
Absolutely
Real quick, do you want to give a shout out on top of the MLM Diagnostic Services and Bumpy's Automotive to Original Wheelman, because Kevin does step up at all the tracks and sponsors a lot of stuff, gives a lot of stuff away. So guys, www.originalwheelman.com, order yourself some shirts. Who knows? You might be among NASCAR drivers soon who are now wearing these shirts. How cool is that, Kevin?
Nothing's happened yet. We'll see.
Hey, well, you are
Don't get me wrong. Hold on.
you
Our
are
source-
you are professional
We-
NASCAR driver adjacent now wearing shirts.
Possibly.
Yeah, well, you already did.
have-
You have Derek Nealon wearing them
Yeah,
online.
Derek Nealon. Yeah, Derek's awesome. Yes. Derek is awesome. Derek is fantastic. And yeah, Derek is. So I had a conversation with him last night, and I can't stress this enough. I think, especially up in Maine, he does so much for racers, and he provides so many opportunities for people. And it's funny, him and I, we've kind of built this relationship because I don't know, I'm really appreciative for what he's done just in general in racing. And I sent him some gear at some point in just like a thank you, and he has actually stepped up and took some gear, and that was a bad miss.
But like the ones you did all night.
Mine was fan related. The fan was blowing across the basket. That's why mine
That's
missed.
fan related.
Yes.
That's
So
the
it was
fakest news
it
I
was
ever
a bad
heard.
throw with the fan. But anyways, yeah. So Derek's trying to work some magic. If he pulls it off, I'm probably gonna adopt him.
Right? I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, his
He's
car's
amazing.
just going to be Original Wheelman
That's
stickers
it.
all over
It
it.
really
so.
is. Yeah, he's a good dude. Great dude. We're very very fortunate to have him trying to do what he's doing. So and hey, enough nothing. He got a P3 yesterday in a cup race. So hats off to the RCR team there and Kyle. So that's
I
great.
have always been a Kyle Busch fan. Always have. I was a Kyle Busch fan before it was cool, because now he's over in a Chevy and everyone's like, he's actually not bad. But I knew he had an attitude. Like all these drivers do, some of them. And then he comes to Lee, and he was the nicest guy I've ever met. Like, he talked to everybody. He took pictures with everybody. He was phenomenal. And it was like, wow, this is not what they really describe him out to be.
I look at his attitude as driven by passion. Obviously he's won. He doesn't care if he's running a super late model at Lee Speedway, or a cup race on a Sunday, or probably a go-kart against Brexton. I think at the end of the day, he wants to win. And when he doesn't win, I think it shows with his passion and his emotions. And I, if anything, as racers,
Facebookless Jeff just texted me and says, I'm wearing an Original Wheelman shirt. How much more famous do you need?
he's not wrong. I mean, Jeff is not wrong.
love it.
Yeah. Well, if he ever goes overboard in the ocean, we'll be looking for that.
Bob Williams says Kevin doesn't have a fan, let alone fans.
I don't, Bob. That's the difference between you and I, is I can admit
Hey,
that.
leave my soon-to-be adopted kid
Yeah,
alone.
please.
I'm his biggest fan.
Bob can't even race with 8 cylinders, so
Yeah.
let's not pick on him. He's learned. He
Hell,
can't.
we were doing that in '96.
I know. He's
Us old
He's a
guys.
young kid.
Well, Bob has his chance this weekend. We're going to get into it a little bit more and later in the show.
Bob has a chance?
Bob's got a big race this weekend ahead of him.
Is it 8 cylinders or 4 cylinders?
It would be 8 minus 4.
It doesn't count, Bob. But I'll tell you, same thing with Bob. That's another one we could talk about. Bob does so much too as well. He has done everything he can to try to promote these mini stocks.
Yes,
And,
he does.
yeah,
and he's
really
on
does.
board right now. Let's real quick take a second. And Friday night, we were at Claremont Motorsports Park, and boy, was it a show. It was fun. The new scoreboard went up and did not work initially. And I
I thought
got
you were
it.
going to say in flames.
No, I got it working. And then, so this is what aggravates me. I was at Claremont from Wednesday all the way until Saturday midday. And scoreboard wasn't working Wednesday, couldn't get it to work. Thursday, got it to work, but then it kept shutting down. So then we finally got it on, and then I'm looking at the scoreboard, I'm like, something's not right. And I don't put it in time mode often, because we usually use lap mode. But we have to use time mode for certain stuff, like the Wheel and Modified Tour that was supposed to be there. And I start looking, I'm like, that 3 is backwards. It's like it's not correct. Well, so I call the company and they're like, yeah, we'll be up in like a month or two. And I was like, it's not gonna work. We've been waiting since December for this thing. So we went up. I made it halfway up the ladder. Realized I can't do heights anymore. Came right back down the ladder. The thing's like 25 feet up in the air. So Brian goes up like a monkey, climbs the ladder, and he's just up there, pulled the panel out. What they ended up doing was inside that panel was like 9 other panels. And then on that one number, they had them plugged in wrong. So when the number would come up, it would like a 3 would be a 5. An 8 had like the bottom missing, so it looked like an A. It was all weird. So we got it all switched around, got it working. Friday, I had it running from 10 in the morning till about 3 in the afternoon. I simulated a race, let it run. It ran for hours, no problems. First heat goes down the track, board lights up and goes immediately off. And I was like, what's going on? And then I messed with it. And I'm also trying to broadcast. So I'm like, literally, I'm like yelling at my guys over the mic. Camera 1, you're live for like 2 minutes. Hold your shot and like just follow stuff because I can't switch cameras. So I'm upstairs trying to get it to go. And then all of a sudden it like just pops on. And it worked the rest of the night. And I was like, I have no clue what's going on. I look like a hero to everybody in the tower. Like, Mark fixed it. He did really good. And I'm like, I just like hit a bunch of buttons and maybe pretended I knew what I was doing. I was like, enter. Yes. Maybe enter no. 1 yes. Nope. 1 no. I was like, and then finally it just pops up. So I don't know what I did, but apparently I'm a scoreboard genius.
So to me, yeah, I can't even imagine what that cost to purchase that scoreboard. And I can't even imagine if I purchased that with my money and they said, oh, it doesn't work. Well, we'll be up in a month or 2. You know the reaction they would have got? I would have flipped the table. I probably would have flew down there, dragged them out of there, stuffed them in a suitcase, dragged them back. That's crazy.
Yes. It was definitely, but it's up. And I just purchased a new computer for Claremont, so scoring's going to be on a brand new system that's going to be faster and hopefully takes care of any of the issues. So lots of improvements coming over there. I'll be over at Claremont from, I think, Thursday on.
You're living up there now.
I have tent and trailer, will travel.
You are a gypsy.
Yes, yes.
Like a carny. That's what he is. He's like a carny.
Just, there's a lot of animals around that track.
Carny.
The carnies probably have better accommodations than I bought myself one of those Coleman. So
your setup at Lee is pretty nice. Hold on.
Well, my setup at Claremont's phenomenal too, except I'm not. So when you looked at if you watched the race and you looked on the backstretch and saw the tent that was directly below the scoreboard, that was my tent. And the tent next to it was one of my other workers, and the camper to the left of that was one of the other ones. And so I was setting up on that backwoods there because there's bear and moose and all of that stuff. So first day I set up right behind the tower because I'm the only one there. And so I'm set up there and I locked myself in. I shut every single gate and I was like, great. And then I was immediately, so the tower has got a roof on it that goes like this. So it comes downhill. And I didn't think it was going to rain. So I like set up and I didn't have the rain fly on all the way. And then I woke up at like 4:15 in the morning with the rain coming off the tower roof. That is way too early for you. And coming directly into the tent and soaked me, all my blankets, and then my entire suitcase full of clothes. So it was a fun little trip over. I had to make a stop down to Walmart and buy some new stuff because everything I had was soaked. But it was fun over there. We got everything going on. Huge shout out to none only than my son, Mr. Milton Duran. Dude, Battle of the Belt win number 2.
2 for 2 for little Milty.
The little Milty that could.
And I'll tell you, he drove. I mean, I know he started up towards the front there, but he had some hot and heavy competition. And every time that green flag came out, he kept driving away.
Milton comes in first, and I'll tell you, Chris the Weasel Riendo was coming.
Yep. He
was coming, and so wasn't David Greenslit. And he was also followed by Robert Hagar and Joe Tatro. What do you know about Hagar cars? No, that's weird. Is that public knowledge?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
All right. Well, Kevin has the old Hagar car now, so.
Yeah, we did.
Congratulations, you've upgraded. What'd you do with the other one?
Sold it.
Oh, you already sold. I thought we're gonna be a 2-car team.
I offered you, and you said
that was gonna be like shake and bake here.
You said you were too scared. That's why I sold it.
I was gonna be the Carl to the other guy in that movie.
Mark said it's way too fast. Get me a mini stock and we'll talk. He said I need something that's slow. So
You did offer it to Bob, and he was like, I don't know
Bob
what to
was,
do with
"No
those
way."
other four
Bob said,
cylinders.
No way, that is way too fast for me. If you could put like a bolt below the pedal like they have in the go-karts at Canterbury Lake, he said I'd do that. But it's way too fast for Bob.
So that right there was for the Battle of the Belt. Like I said, we had Milton Duran, Chris Riendo, David Greenslit, Robert Hagar, and Joe Tatro. That was a slugfest. 28 cars.
They had a field.
And you know what I like about Ben? Ben says, start them all. And we did.
Well, you know what's crazy too is, I mean, the competition up there is stout. I think Cody Schoolcraft jumped into a new 360 car, popped off the fast time, and then I mean you had like Justin Beecher, who's obviously fast everywhere he goes. I think he was running around. I mean, he ended up having some bad luck.
Justin Beecher was coming.
He was.
He started in the back, worked his way up, got into some sort of a skirmish, got put back to the back, and was on his way back up. And definitely want to check out the replays because we played quite a few because a lot of cars got junked.
Yeah, it was like I said, good competition, good feel of the cars, and yeah, hopefully we can just clean it up. I feel like the last few races they've been struggling to keep the yellow flags at bay, but hopefully we're learning.
The Dean Smith Memorial, huge shout out to Craig Smith, putting this race on every year. And I tell you what, voice of my childhood, George Powers came out of retirement
I saw
and
that.
ran the announcing of the race and got Craig to go up and announce too.
Yep.
And I love Craig to death, but Craig has monotone voice. And he had never announced before, and he was like, I was super nervous.
The
And
8 is coming out of turn 3, going down
he
the front
has
stretch.
all
I'm
the
just
knowledge.
kidding. Craig, I'm
He's
just
like-
kidding.
And here, he did great.
Yeah,
he
did.
announced
I
great.
actually thought he did a great job myself.
I was super bummed out because I saw Mr. Powers put a post online. He's like, I'm sorry,
saw
guys. I was horrible. It stunk. I messed up the show. The entire time he was talking, I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
I love hearing George Powers announce because you get what's going on the track. You get knock jokes, what they're selling in the concession stand, back to what's going on the track to another joke. And he's entertaining. Like, he is the epitome of
it's
announcer.
the personality. That's what you're looking for. That role is the personality. And George is a legend in that field. And George, you did a fantastic job. Don't sell yourself short, bud.
Yeah, I'm really upset that you said that you did horrible because you were
I think
awesome.
a lot of people, the racers came to his our defense
yes.
and said that's absolutely not true. You did a fantastic job, George.
So we had 17 cars in the Dean Smith Memorial. How
many finished?
State Farm Outlaws take the green flag. Guy Karen came home victorious, followed by Joe Brown and Steve Bly, Alan Fellows, and Justin Littlewood. That was a slugfest.
Yes, it was.
It was very reminiscent of the late model race as well. Those guys out there, they were running 52 laps, and that was for a great person, and they all wanted to win. I get it.
I don't get it, guys. Come on, clean it up. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm gonna be the bad guy here, but clean it up, boys. Come on. You know
Emily busted me. Yes, she caught me eating. With me and George were eating. We had lunch together down in the pit.
That's not something to bust. You're just gonna follow Mark around, and that's all he does is eat. So you're not busting anything.
No, because people bring me food all night long.
you're like
they bring me stuff into the trailer.
Oh, you're like having a pet dog walking around. I'm like, can you have a treat? Give him an ice cream. Give him a burger.
Oh.
He doesn't drink though.
Somebody just said bad news, Brown.
I'm sorry, but I mean, clean it up, boys. I mean, I'm a racer. Mike's a racer. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Bob Williams says
Excuse
mini
me, what
stocks
about
are
me?
clean racers.
Mini stocks have been very well. I got to hand it to him.
offended.
It's been. You're a racer too. I apologize, Sophie. You are correct.
Thank
yes.
you.
My bad.
The Avery
But you
Insurance
guys
six
race real
shooters.
clean. You do a good job.
If they didn't, Dad would pull her out of the
Yes,
car in
exactly.
2.2 seconds.
Be grounded.
Frankie says maybe.
Sophie doesn't hit
You know what?
cars. She hit cones.
I'm gonna get these two because this
She
is what
loves her
happened.
cones.
This is what happened last show, and little Mr. Steve Miller Jr. and Big Poppy Steve Miller Sr. got me at Hudson
I finally
yesterday,
met Steve Millicini, by the
and
way.
he looks at me and says, "Hey, do you not like six shooters?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "You got sidetracked in the show last week and didn't give who won." And I was like, "Do you know what it's like doing ADD radio with the people I do this show with?"
Have you ever met Bob? Have you ever met Bob?
And like I easily like go red balloon, bird, like I get it. So, but we're gonna right here the Avery Insurance six shooters. We had none other than the '68 of Steve Miller Sr., followed by Trevor Young, Andrew Scott, Steve Miller Jr., and Tyler Scott. Congratulations, guys. I'm going to say that again. Good job, Steve Miller Sr., on your victory.
I finally met Steve Miller Sr. when I did the swag tent at
Yep.
Lee. What a great guy.
Oh,
Really
he's super nice guy.
Yeah,
They're
nice.
awesome. They
Yeah,
love to
great-
travel
great
around
people.
and support racing everywhere as we go.
That's the biggest thing with them. They go to every race.
So moving over to the La Valley Building Supply Pure Stocks, they had 17 cars take the green. Boy, Cody Sabins took everybody to school. Everybody. Followed by Chris Conroy, Colton Martin, Colton Hull, and Keegan Tabor. Colton Hull's car did not fare so well down at the high banks of Hudson yesterday, though. That I do feel bad. Unfortunate racing incident, but that's racing. Comes all the way, and he had texted me earlier in the day to ask if he, how it would be where he hasn't registered. Can I come down and all this? I was like, absolutely, come on down, have fun. ... Hope you don't destroy your car.
Oh, jeez. Did you touch it?
I did not. I no longer touch cars.
You talked about it. That's
I
probably.
literally walk through the pits, and people say, "Love you, Mark. Stay out of my pit.
Yeah.
Don't come over here."
Did
I
he
did.
touch yours?
He did in the early days. Knock on wood.
I'm gonna
Did he
be.
touch it yesterday?
I'm going to be in a
not
Speedo on the other side of the car to level out. Right now, there's only man meat on the passenger side.
No. It's Wayne's on both
Oh,
sides.
is he on both sides? I need to
Yeah,
hang
but-
out with Wayne too.
Yeah.
I did offer Wayne Helliwell Sr. just so we can get this out there in the public. Mike was there to witness it. I did offer him free pit passes to Lee USA Speedway this Saturday if he just shows up in his banana hammock again. And he
What'd he
says,
say?
"I might." Do you not know this story?
Oh, I know this. Yeah.
Okay, so he said he may make another Speedo appearance at Lee.
I don't
Oh
think
my
he will.
God.
He's
I don't
not,
think he will either.
No, he's not ballsy like he used to be in
Yeah,
that
I
regard.
love you, Wayne, but yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
And even Bobby was there offering him, Bobby Weber for Star Speedway offered the same thing.
Yeah.
You get pit passes out the
listen,
wazoo. All you got to do is
I'll
wear
buy you
a
a pit
banana
pass.
hammock.
I'll buy you a pit pass. You can wear your clothes.
No,
Yeah,
let's,
no,
let's,
I'm
no,
good.
let's
Just wear
stop
your
this.
clothes.
I'll
Pit
buy him
passes
too
on
if
me.
he doesn't.
Don't do that to me. I already got to come here and see these gentlemen. I'm good. Just keep your clothes on. Pit pass on me, Wayne. I
Brian
got you.
Callen said Mark must have touched the modifieds, hence Mike kept spitting himself out.
Oh, God.
Steve Furlan said, Mark
Oh.
Beaudry, did you feed those sausages and peppers you tried giving us at 1 a.m.? So I did end up somehow with a tray of like 60 sausage grinders.
How?
I cannot reveal how this happens. And we partied till like 5 a.m.
Does his name rhyme with party?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So we hung out over behind the scoreboard and had a grand old time till about, I looked down, I was like, man, it's probably like 1:32 in the morning. And then I look over and the sun's coming up and I was like, wait, what?
No wonder why you don't get up till 10. You got to go to bed earlier. Did your parents ever teach you that?
I don't have parents. What are you talking about? No.
Scott, you can't call it before 10 a.m.
I'm not adopting him. You're the next adoptee, not you. So if you don't have parents, don't look it over here.
But I see the life of luxury that your daughter lives, and I want that. I want a nice pink car to drive too.
Hot pink glamour metallic.
Mark,
That is an awesome color, by
Mark
the way.
Lawrence
I know,
Beaudry.
right?
I will change my name to
Lawrence.
I'll just start being
Lawrence
Mark
Marshall.
Lawrence. Yes,
Mark-
yes. And
Mark
somebody was
Lawrence.
calling you martial law in chat earlier. It went by so quick I didn't see who it was. Somebody saw it. Was like a bunch of people typed really quick. Can't Mike see that? He loves his
Martial law.
nickname, martial law.
He doesn't like it. I just call him Lawrence.
He loves what I call him.
I
It's
don't
the only
wanna-
time he ever got mad at me.
You guys keep that between you and your privacy. I don't want to.
Although I did, so touching race cars yesterday, I think maybe I was the problem because I did touch Rodman's car. I was leaning on it because I was discussing stuff with him and I was leaning on
when
his
I come
car.
there with a race car, you stay the hell away from it.
Hey,
Stay away from it.
I touched your car and you went out there and put on one of the best shows
you
side
did-
by
yeah,
side.
What happened? What happened in the very next race?
I
came in, I
I
looked-
didn't touch it between
Well,
that
you
race.
touched it that day, so it came out looked like the fountain of youth. It's like a geyser shooting out of
This
that
is
thing.
fake news.
This is real news.
This is fake news.
Go check your camera. You probably can't see anything because of the water shooting out of the car.
That was coming out of there pretty hardcore.
Yep.
All right, let's move on over. We have nothing for Saturday because I got to give Josh credit because he canceled that race on Saturday because he's like the forecast shows it. And I kept looking off and on. I was like, "Ooh, it's not raining. It's gonna rain. It's not gonna." And saw the video of it completely downpouring all Saturday afternoon
Oh,
in
yeah.
Claremont. So right decision was made on that. Sunday, we were down over at the High Banks of Hudson. So we ran double pure stocks. We had Colton Martin coming out on top of the first one, followed by Aiden White, Zachary Zielinski, my boy Dougie Nelson, followed by Chris Conroy. Race number 2, we had Carlos Grenier, followed by Owen Zielinski, Mackenzie Belisle, Chris Conroy, and Chris Davis. Congratulations to Mackenzie Belisle.
First
podium I
Good
think,
job.
ever, if
Yep.
I remember right.
Fantastic. Great run.
Moving over to the 6 shooters, which we ran the nice memorial race there yesterday. We had Michael Yetten come out on top. These names, they just follow from track to track to track. Steve Miller Jr. in second, Steve Miller Sr. in third, Tristan Bodwell in fourth, followed by Chris Chadwick. The Ridge Runners, we had Joseph Frazier, followed by Brian Caswell, Mike Doobie, Zach Frazier, and the one and only Callie Osborne. Modifieds, we had, I believe, his first victory in a modified. We had Jeffrey Battle out on top.
Oh, yeah.
Followed by Tyler Leary, Aaron Fellows, Jeremy Zulo, and Jesse Jacobatis. I could have sworn Mike Marshall Law would have been in here. Did I do something wrong? I thought you were going to finish up in that top 5 you told me.
I was almost there. I was trying to mow the lawn for Ben there at one point. And
The one funny thing about Mike, though, is where you'll go up and you'll talk to any other driver, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, I got a really good chance of winning today. I want to put it victory. And I walked up to Mike, and I was like, how do you think you're going to do today? He's like, it's going to be a miracle if I even fit in the car. And that's kind of what he says to me. I'm like, oh, come on, Mike. And he's like, no, it's a victory if I just, finish the race.
But that's what he always says every single weekend.
Well,
Sophie, when you suck as a race car driver, you gotta embrace it, right, Kevin?
I do. I
See?
say it all the time.
See, like
Every
Kevin
week,
and I
get
were
me
getting our
an
days.
8th place trophy, and I'm set. I got where's my right there? Right up there. There it is. Just show up. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, participation awards
it.
were made for us.
Yes.
I'm kind of jealous I don't have one.
Participation
We
awards?
can peel the name off that.
You cannot. That is a Facebookless Jeff
Sorry,
original.
Jeff, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Kevin, let's get together, build him a 3-cylinder Geo Metro as a pure stock. So he
Why?
doesn't
So it
hurt
can sit
himself.
like this?
I was
Yeah,
gonna
but,
say.
but we don't want you to go so fast that you hurt yourself. And you don't need a throttle limiter. You'll be okay.
I laugh because
We can put you out with the kids.
I've said
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
need
you
to be
could.
smoked by
You
the Hudson
could.
Heroes.
Dude, how cool would that be if Sophie whipped him?
He can
That'd
drive
be
the pace
awesome.
car.
No.
What's wrong with that? You
I
can't
did
let-
drive the pace car for weeks. It was great. I drove it back and forth to my house.
We
It was
meant for the
phenomenal.
heroes.
That's what we need to do, Steve. You can make this happen. We need him driving a pace car at Hudson Speedway one week. Can we get you out of the trailer? Have you at least
No.
drive the pace car?
Nope,
Dude,
nope,
first
nope.
time you'd
I
be in
haven't-
front of a field of cars. Let's do it.
I would hit the wall or
Dude,
something.
Matt, that'd be the first time you'd be in front. Let's do it.
You're right.
Yes.
We might be onto something here.
Yeah. All right. See.
So we have Little Miss Troublemaker over here in the middle. Explain to the audience who you are, what you do, where you race, and what got you started.
His name's Mike Marshall. He's Little. Sorry. Go ahead.
By the way, it's Mike the Marshmallow.
Oh, God.
Oh, Marshall Law. Who? Now it's Mike the Marshmallow. Oh my
That
God.
started back when me and Joey Delisle were racing for a championship at
this.
Streeters.
Marshmallow.
He was Joey DeLoad, and I was Mike Marshmallow, and I had a lucky horseshoe of my.
All right, so real quick before we carry on, before this train of thought leaves me, I will pay somebody $5 if you make that Michelin Man marshmallow looking thing and put Mike's face on it and
Done.
send it to me,
Done.
and I will have it printed and I will stick it to the side of his car.
Done.
Oh my God, stick
will
it to
put
my
the-
car
How about this?
too.
I'll do better. I will get you an actual sticker.
I
If
am
you
like
want to stick
super
that
excited.
on my car, by all means. At
got-
this
I
point,
got
I
you
don't even
covered.
care.
I got
Mike the
that.
Marshmallow. So
I
as
have a guy in a bikini on my shirt, on my car. Do you think I'm gonna be bothered by
Well, you're
Michelin
not the one in
Man?
the bikini.
what is the
thank
cool?
Jesus.
All right, so I interrupted you.
Jesus.
So explain to everybody who you are and what you race, and how you get involved in racing.
Okay. Hi, my name is Sophia Charbonnet Marshall. I race at Hudson Speedway in the division of Hudson Heroes. Our division, we basically teach kids from 8 to 14 how to drive.
This is about you, not Hudson Heroes.
Oh.
But it's both.
Well,
I
we
like
have
the
time to
fact
talk
that
about the heroes, but
I
my
love the
bad.
fact that
Being all
she's so
prim and
supportive
proper.
of the division.
Yeah,
she
you're doing
really
great.
is.
Yeah, you're doing great. Don't listen, don't listen to Dad. He's dumb.
I second that.
Continue on.
At least I
Okay.
don't have fenders.
And what?
See, you're throwing her. You're throwing
Oh, yeah,
her.
Steve's
You're throwing
the
her off.
best.
Very handsome.
So
Stunning
she
individual.
does
She
have.
can't even lie. Look at her.
She does have the coolest sticker in the world on her car because she's one of the few. My awesome cat Sophie, which everybody knows, the little Persian.
Oh my God,
I had custom stickers made, and she has one on the hood of her car. She got one of the Sophie stickers,
That's so funny.
and she stuck it on this 2 weeks ago.
So, are you enjoying your time with the Hudson Heroes?
Yeah.
You having
It's
fun?
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your favorite part? Like the racing? Is the
Yeah.
racing or being around the other kids that want to race? A little bit of everything?
Racing.
Yeah, racing.
Racing.
Do you have aspirations beyond the Hudson Heroes? Do you want to drive a modified like Dad? Hopefully a little bit better than him, though?
I won't take much.
Yes. You could probably drive better than
What
him
did I
right
say
now.
to you?
Yeah.
What did I say to you last race? I said you putting Dad in the Young Guns car, and you're gonna go out there and show him how to put the other 29 on the pole.
When she reaches the pedals, she already steers into the trailer like a bandit. So
That's awesome. So, real quick, for the people that are nervous about getting out there and racing,
Mike?
yes, Mike, like we gotta put him in your car too.
Maybe
One
you
of
should
the
maybe you should
things
sign him up for the Hudson Heroes. You might
well,
bring a
Steve
little
and I
courage.
like to ride in the passenger seats on those cars. That's always fun.
I like when
these
you
little-
jump in the car and all of a sudden we see you disappear in and your legs hanging out. You did that
Yeah.
this week to jump in. It looks like you were adjusting something.
Probably.
I was gonna tell you this on Sunday, but then my dad stopped me. You
Oh,
should
boy. So
create
let's
an
say
adult
it right
version of
online.
Hudson Heroes for people who suck at driving.
Oh, she's.
Wow.
Well, finally, a division for Mike Marshall. This is fantastic.
I have a division I might win. So when you join the Heroes, you're not like uncomfortable or put in situations that make you uncomfortable, right? It's very supportive and they teach you how to run this stuff. So
Yeah.
I like seeing the progression of you because last year, and you know I love you, but your mouth ran faster than your car, and now this year you are putting on a pretty good clinic out there. You're turning into a pretty good driver. You might be the best marshal to ever wheel a car.
Yeah. Yeah.
She doesn't disagree. I don't think
She doesn't disagree. She's just like, I don't even need to dignify that. Of
If I'm
course I am.
honest.
It's like, of course
If I'm
I
honest,
am.
last year I was
I'm the
running the
best.
chicken
I'm
line.
the best there ever was.
Last year you were running the chicken line? Yeah.
You put it up on the top a couple times there 2 weeks ago at Hudson, and you ran out top, and you had some fun.
I got
Yeah.
a cool video of her, they were probably 6 inches off the wall coming out of 4. It's like, oh, I got to hold the camera there. She was trying to get around, I think, Quentin.
I
She
had
was
this
going high and
discussion.
low and-
Bob Williams just said, I think I should drive his modified.
Oh my God.
I'll take 4 spark plug wires off. You'll
Yeah,
feel right at
seriously.
home.
Yeah.
Feel
It
right at
won't be
home.
slow.
Cover on it, restrict to plate it. You'll be all set. You'll be good to go.
So one of the things I had this discussion. I talk so much. I don't know where and when I have. But one of the things that I've noticed, and you start looking back through Hudson Heroes, Claremont used to have the kids division as well back in the day. Then you have the young guns at Monadnock, and you start looking at the drivers that came up through these divisions. You go over to Claremont, you had Dylan Boudreau, Joey Jarvis. You had, I believe, Craig Smith. You like a lot of these higher up drivers that are very respectful out on the track. You go down to Monadnock, you had JD Stockwell, you had the Littlewood brothers. Like, you have drivers that you see now that are respectful and understand the basics of racing. And I think you guys are onto something here because you guys take it a step further where it's not just a division, it's an actual school that you do on Thursday nights. Explain how that works if people are interested.
We run a lot of mock races with the kids. We run over all sorts of different scenarios. A couple weeks ago, well, let me go back to the very beginning. If we have a kid who just shows up who's never driven a car, we will give them plenty of track time by themselves. We will jump into the car with them if need be.
Guys, I got to show you my phone.
Oh, God, here we go.
Dude, that is perfect.
Mike,
All right, so who sent that?
I can't say.
Well, yes, you can.
John Espinette.
Mark, you can't say anything.
Well, if eggs
How
fly at
fitting is
Dad's
that?
house, then, you don't know where they came from.
That was awesome. That just made my day.
That is awesome,
All right,
John.
so Kevin, you got to make that into a sticker.
I will.
Make
John,
it this- put-
John,
make it
send
fit
that
on
over
my-
to me.
Make it
I'll
fit on
get-
my rear quarter.
I'll get.
Okay, we'll just
yeah. I'll
go
get
for
that.
broke.
I'll get
That
that.
car's going to go with victory lane now. 100% going to be in victory lane.
Yeah, dude, that
It's
is
not for
awesome.
lack of effort.
All right, so let's get
So
back
anyway,
to how
so if
this
we have
works.
a kid who's never raced before, we go out of our way to make sure that they're comfortable in the car. They know what all the pedals are, gas, brake, etc. to the point where we'll even climb in with them and coach them around the track, which when someone like Sophie's driving, it's pretty darn scary. But we'll separate them. We'll have them do a ton of laps. When they come on Thursdays, they are in the car from 6 o'clock to 7:30, 7:45.
You're not much better though.
Someone's not going to be able to make it out to Thursday night this week.
Oh,
No,
I know.
I feel like someone's grounded.
Yeah,
Car won't
maybe your
start.
car won't start again. But
Family Feud version 2.
that's right. But
The female version. This is the funniest because this is totally female version of him.
Oh, absolutely. 110%.
100%.
110%.
You reap what you sow, Mr. Marshall.
oh yeah, she will not put up with any crap when she's older. So she doesn't take it from me. That's for sure. But,
Oh yeah,
so anyway,
that's
we
true.
stick the kids in the car almost all night for an hour, hour and a half. They get way more seat time than what anybody else gets on a regular Sunday. And when a kid is brand new, we separate them from the pack and get them up to speed. And then we roll them into the pack, and now they're running with the pack. But on Thursday nights, like if you come this Thursday night, we're going to run a bunch of mock races. So last couple weeks, we were, the first race that the kids ran, they were all sort of running together. They weren't too comfortable passing, or at least that was our perception. So we wanted to get them, like it seemed like when a car was being passed, they just slowed down to let the guy go by and then fell in line. So we put all the cones in the middle of the track and said, all right, you guys are on the outside, you guys are on the inside. And we made them run laps, and we flipped them, made them run laps. And the whole point was to get them to be the same speed on the outside or the inside. And they didn't seem to pay much attention to the cars on the outside. They were all going the same speed, whether the inside or outside. Well, then we pulled the cones and we did the same thing. And then, when we had the race last Sunday, you had, Sophie going high and low and, making passes in different parts of the track and using the track to their advantage. So when we see something that they're struggling with, for example, not racing each other side by side, but just pulling over, letting someone by, then we spend a little bit of time working with them, showing them that it's okay to do this stuff. We try to drill respect in them, when they're out on the track. If something happens, don't be all hot-headed about it. We've had a couple instances where some cars got together. Even a couple weeks ago, we had a...
It happens.
Right. It had a kid pushing it, and it got loose, and you got hit by another car. Everybody was okay. The cars were repaired. But the kids got out, made sure everybody was okay, and then they went and played. And, there's never any hard feelings between the kids. The kids are all friends. Sophie talks
Yeah, they
to
all run around up top after the races are over, and they come in and they hang out. And I love to see, this is one of the things... maybe we should have them come and talk at the drivers' meeting, because they also run receivers.
They do.
And they listen to them.
They
It's
do.
like the strangest thing in the world. They listen. It's like they hear and they go
Steve, I don't.
immediately over.
Kevin,
I love that.
Kevin, if you like, I can jump in your ear and say it's okay to pass. You don't have to. You don't have to be passed.
Too
It's
scared.
okay.
I'm way too scared.
Hey, the grass is. You can survive the grass. I've done it a couple times already.
No, I have a problem with the other side of the track, the concrete side. You have a grass side problem.
yeah.
I have a concrete side problem.
So
Yeah.
one of the things, what do you feel?
true.
So what do you feel is one of the things that you struggled with last year that you've really practiced on and you've gotten better with this year?
So I'd say going like near the concrete wall, because I didn't want to scratch my car like somebody says in the division this year. But this year I started going higher and higher every week, probably maybe an inch higher every week. And then now I'm just going like a good line.
What are you struggling, do you think, with right now that would bring you up to that next level in the car?
So last week when we were doing high and low, like my dad said, I'd say when we were going high in the turns, because at one point I almost lost control to my car, and I thought I was gonna spin, so I had to turn it hard, and then I almost kind of went into the low side of on the grass, so that was kind of a little bit
Sounds like
scary.
Mike.
I would have let it
It
go.
does.
I also
I'm
want
not afraid of the grass.
Not just Mike is here every week. You also have Dennis. That's there. You have Breggy's usually there, correct? And Steve, Ben is usually there, and all the crew from Bumpy's. We can't not forget about that, Bumpy's Auto at the beginning of the year stepped up and helped support this division. I believe is it officially the Bumpy's Auto Hudson Heroes?
Yep. Yep. Streeter Construction is part of it. Bumpy's was the major sponsor. Streeter stepped in.
And I tell you what, you have some killer shirts. Talk about those real quick.
Is that one of them right there?
That's
Yeah,
one of
this
them
is
right
a
there.
new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's on the back? Anything? No.
No.
I like that.
Yeah, there's right there under your hair.
Yeah,
The guy
Oh,
that's
yeah.
sponsored by something. I didn't.
603 screen print.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
So
look at that.
talk
Yeah,
about
that.
that because that's something that's really cool too.
Yeah. So a friend of mine owns JJM Auto in Fleet and Salem. One of my customers. He also has 603 screen printing. So when we were doing the go-kart track years ago, I just hey, you're gonna sponsor us for some shirts for the go-kart track, and he did. Well, I knew the race was coming up on Sunday, and just on a whim, I'm like, hey, you want to print up some Hudson Heroes shirts so I can give the kids and we can start wearing them? He said, yeah, no problem at all. So he printed them up for us. Never asked for anything. I'm like, well, put your name on the back so at least you can get some recognition for it.
I got one that it's in my trailer, and I honestly think they're very cool looking shirts. I really think that you guys should maybe start selling them because I've had a lot of people when I wore mine tell me like, oh, that's cool. Where can I get one of those? So I'm just saying, like, the opportunity is there. I do want to give a shout out to Katie Buxton, Mary Beth. I can never say her last name. Torreson, Darlene Harwood, and Beck Prenevu, because they were the ones who took care of the bake sale yesterday and did all of that stuff that they did. And like I said, I was definitely super bummed out that it was as successful as it was because I came out 20 minutes later to buy more stuff and it was all gone. And I was like, come on. $383 was raised with the bake sale yesterday, so that was awesome.
They probably would have made $450 if Mark didn't go at it.
Right? Well, hey, I paid full price.
I thought okay.
No, I paid.
Well, I apologize for accusing you of theft.
Yes. I mean, I steal your Jersey Mike sub every single Monday.
That's all right.
Kevin, like, one day was like, hey, we're just going to get pizza this week. And I was like, yeah, we probably shouldn't. Because I really like Jersey Mike's.
You know what the problem is, right? Is I like the Jersey Mikes, but like for example, like I didn't know Breggy and Steve. I show up here with just 4 subs, and I'm like, I know, I agree, right?
Yeah, but they're not on the show. We take care of the talent here.
The
on
There's
air-
nobody on here that's talented.
When we're on
Sophie.
mics, it's the on-air
That's
talent.
That's it.
So yesterday, the New England Dwarf Car Series was also at Hudson, and Justin Harris. That's all I need to say.
That's
Justin
it.
Harris.
Drop,
That's
mic drop.
Yep, boom. Show's over. Justin Harris.
Great job.
Won the first one.
Yep.
Started at the back. Won the second one.
Wheel man.
Like unbelievable.
Great job, man.
That guy inside of a dwarf car is just unstoppable.
He is really good with those dwarf cars. I mean, he's really good. Don't get me wrong. You're a great driver in general, but yeah, with the dwarf cars, man. Woof.
It's got to be all the spray foam fumes from Harris Spray Foam.
It's
got to be. It lets him just go out there
Maybe
and
his
hang
car
that
is
thing.
built of foam and it's so much lighter than
He hangs that thing on the outside like he doesn't care and just passes everybody.
When Mr. Harwood comes back from injury, it's going to be a battle because Tom started out really strong this season. And
Mr. Harwood was there yesterday. Saw him yesterday. He's
No, but
getting his hand. I think he said he's having pins pulled out this week.
Oh, good.
So
Excellent.
that's good for him.
Hopefully we see him back behind the wheel because we don't want Justin to get too comfortable there in victory lane. So Mr. Howard's gonna have to come back and we'll have to put the battle together. That's gonna be a good one.
I tell you, it is pretty weird that you're right because it was all Harwood, and now he's out because of an unfortunate injury, and now it's just Harris.
Yep.
What's going on here? I want to see them go head to head.
That's what I'm
Actually, they
saying.
really do. Those guys, watching the dwarf cars, it's phenomenal. Just seeing the way that they run together and how much fun. It's like watching the Hudson Heroes because they all get along, they all like each other, and they just have a ton of fun.
Am I the only one who's blown away how great Kenny Scott does in a dwarf car?
Kenny Scott is amazing in that
It's
thing.
amazing in a dwarf car. He really is.
I know it was funny because somebody, when he had first put the picture of the dwarf car online in that bright orange, and someone's like, hey, you're copying this guy. And K-Man jumps on and is like, listen, like I pretty much invented orange on race cars. So like
I invented the orange crayon. I am orange. So I'm not copying anyone.
K-Man is phenomenal in that thing.
He really is.
And when I talked to him, he's like, it's the most fun I ever had in the race car.
He has said that to me as well, and I tell him that's great. I'm going to stay safe in my 1 3/4 bar over here. 095. I'm good. Thank you.
Come on.
I've seen your cars. There's no way they're that thick.
Cromali, but still, it's
Yeah.
good. No, I'm just
Okay.
So I will give you the top. I will give you the top 5. So feature number 1, we had Justin Harris, Chris Sullivan, Ryan Carmen, Cody Hodgson, and Kenny Scott. Feature number 2, we had Justin Harris, Dwayne Schofield, Douglas Dawkins, Kenny Scott, and Ryan Carmen. Right now, Kenny Scott sitting P2 in points. How cool is that? Rookie
awesome,
year.
man. He's
P2. So coming up this weekend, we have Claremont Motorsports Park, NASCAR Weekly Racing Series. General admission just $15. Junior general admission from 6 to 15 is $5. Seniors 62 plus and military is 10. Pits open at 4 o'clock. Grandstands at 5. Hot laps at 5. Racing starts at 7. We are going to have the Ace Tex Modifieds, the R.E. Hinckley late models, the Brody Ledoux State Farm Outlaws, the Avery Insurance 6-shooters, the LaValle Building Supply Pure Stocks, and the Star Tour is there. And all I was going to say is we were so impressed with Mr. Powers last week, and since he did not want to ever announce again, I may have found another position for him this Friday night with the Star Tour. So you're going to have to show up to Claremont Motorsports Park and find out where we're going to see George Powers. And everybody who's gone to Star Tour in the past knows exactly what he's going to be doing and knows how effing cool it is, because it is awesome to see him down on the track doing what he's going to be doing.
as long as he's not wearing a thong. Enough for these men wearing thongs. I'm all set. And George,
Extra points if you do that. I will buy you lunch. Moving over to a Saturday, you have dealer's choice, because we have 2 tracks running on Saturday. Starting off with Monadnock Speedway, where none only than Mr. Bob Williams will be attempting to win the Mini Stock Challenge over there. 50 laps. You're going to have to go over there and see if Bob can
come on, Bob.
come in clutch here and take
Bring
out
a
a
trophy
victory.
home. Bring a trophy home, baby. Come on.
We have the NASTRA Modifieds going 40 laps. The NASTRA Late Models going 25. Mini Stocks, like I said, 50 lap Mini Stock Challenge. Pure Stocks, 25 laps. Young Guns and the Near Antiques. So adults are $15, seniors $10, juniors $5. Guys, pit gates open at 2 p.m. Grandstands at 3:30. Hot laps at 3:30. Racing starts at 6 p.m. We will be broadcasting live on NASTRA Vision the race from Claremont Motorsports Park on Friday night, and we'll be over at Lee because I cannot be at 2 places at once. And I made the decision where Lee has a lot less races. I would like to try to at least get most of theirs through. So on Saturday as well, Lee USA Speedway, the time has come. The time is now. We have the Ollie Silva Midsummer Classic. This is going to be fun. It's going to be my first one. I've never been to one. Pit gates open at noon. Grandstands at 2:30. Hot laps at 3 o'clock. Racing starts at 5. We have the Rodfather Pro Stocks, the original Wheelman late models. I've never heard of that company before, but they seem nice.
Lame.
The 350 Super Modifieds, Nel Car Legends, and Bandoleros. So that will be a fun day. Are you going to be in attendance?
Possibly Saturday.
Possibly
Saturday. I'm actually sponsoring the, I believe the Fast Time qualifier for the 350 Super Race that day as well.
Really?
I am.
So you're another one that also is the Giving Tree.
Not like these guys. I mean, Bumpy's and MLM, they step up big. I mean, don't get me wrong, we do what we can, but yeah, I mean, I've always tell everybody this. I mean, with the original Wheelman, go ahead.
Emily just said, "Mark, don't steal my camera angle on the pace car." Emily was hanging out of
Dude,
the
you see
pace
her?
car.
Oh my gosh,
That was nuts.
that was crazy, Emily. That was fantastic.
The funny thing is that was actually a topic of discussion for when I did the wheel and race, because they're like, "Can you make that work?" I'm like, "Absolutely, I can." You want to sign a damage waiver if that camera falls off and smashes? We'll absolutely make that work.
Yep.
Because there is no way I was going to hang a guy out the window holding one of the broadcast cameras, which are a lot bigger and a lot heavier than a
Just let
photography
Ben
camera.
do it. He's big and strong, right?
Be big, be strong. We take pictures of camera.
That's it.
So we will not, the Saturday race at Monadnock will not be broadcast. It will be over at Lee, unfortunately. I just cannot be 2 places at once.
Sucks to be important, doesn't it, Mark?
Or dumb, I guess, because
I will go with that one too. Yes, absolutely. Yep.
I don't think I do not think I'm important. I'm just a cog in the wheel
you're
of
definitely
all of this
important.
stuff.
But you don't rest, buddy.
Justin Harris says, you can just say that now no one's going to know. That's what he just said to Bob. because it's not being broadcasted. So no one's going to know what happens to Mr. Bob. I'm sorry.
Well, with Bob, just for for my own well-being, I will be monitoring Race Monitor to make sure that you are going to be okay and turning fast lap times. If not, we'll call Gordon over to see if he can help you out.
So I do want to address Race Monitor because this has been a topic of discussion.
Or My Race Pass. My apologies.
Nope. Race Monitor.
I know, but
so My Race Pass. So basically, all these tracks time and score off of a program called Orbits, and then it's outputted to Race Monitor and My Race Pass. So that's where my ticker comes from. That's where all the flow tickers come from that they do too. It's called Race Monitor Production Tools. It's a program that you have to buy, and it parses the information and it gives you a data feed that lets you build the tickers. They updated something about a month ago, and if you notice now, there's phantom cars all over the place in it, and nobody knows why. You'll have, yesterday we had, so Friday night during the Outlaw race, we had the 15 of, I believe, John Meany was listed 4 times in the same race. He was in 6th, he was in 9th, he was in 11th,
he got
he
paid
was
out for all
15th.
4 positions.
There was only one of them there. But so there's just this weird stuff happening where it's just not doing the information correctly. It has nothing to do with the timing and scoring on our end. It's an update on Race Monitor. And unfortunately, if you go on to Flow or any of these other companies that do it, that run, we all use the same software for the ticker. So you'll notice that a lot of them have been messed up this year because the update, and we're working on it, and I'm trying to figure out another way to get data with my Race Pass, trying to do it a different way. We added a bunch of cool new, if you're watching in NHSTRA Vision, we've added a bunch of cool new overlays like winner, feature winner, leader, all kinds of new little stuff that we're trying to do to increase it. I think we're on a winning format for Hudson and for Monadnock, and the way the stream looks, and I couldn't be happier. So I do want to give a shout out to a lot of my crew who make it possible, because everyone always says, "Oh, Mark, you do great, you do great, you do great." There's like 9 of us involved with NHSTRA Vision that make all of this possible. It's not much to do with me. What is Steve doing behind my back?
He did. He broke the chair.
Oh, you broke my chair? Oh, okay.
I still think my favorite aspect of the NHSTRA Vision is the instant replay that you've implemented.
That's awesome. I love that.
Awesome. It's so good. Like I watched a lot of the races on almost all of them. And if I get up to smack a kid or something at the house, I'm just kidding. I don't abuse my kids, maybe. But I miss it. If there's a wreck and I can go back and you got the instant replay, it is awesome. It's really just a great. I don't know. Do you guys utilize that in the tower?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's fantastic.
So depending on what track. So Claremont actually has a screen that goes directly up that sits right next to the race director that he can look over and see the replays.
Is it a feed from you?
Directly from me.
Yep.
So I automatically put a 15 to 30 second delay in the stream. That's why a lot of people were like, "Hey, this is really cool. You guys don't buffer, like, who's your best friend named Ro?"
Chasing a Girl Named America. And Blows.
Like they do though. You see they buffer a lot and stuff like that. I put a delay in, and then I run off the Trax internet, and then I also have a very big Verizon internet box. It's not a hotspot. It's like a very big box that sits in my trailer that kind of load balances, and that's why we put the delay in. So if it senses something's going wrong, it will swap back and forth, so we don't get that buffering. So I that's one of the things that I will ask the people who watch it, because we get some people that say, "Oh, it buffers on my end," or this or that. And I know I always have Harmon who instantly texts me, "Working great where I am." So we stream out at very, very high quality, because I try to give, most people have very high internet. So I try to give a good stream. Would you guys prefer I back it down some? Or would you like me to keep it the way it is? That's the one question that I'm trying to figure out right now, to get a happy medium to make everybody happy.
On my end, I watch a lot of it, and I very, very little, if any, problems at all. I think it's been fantastic.
There is a known issue with Android. I'm well aware of it. We've discovered that a lot of the buffering issues have to do with Android.
No, the problem is the Android. Who uses Android?
I don't know these
people. Don't mind the smashed case. You just get an iPhone. What do you, Android? Yeah, seriously.
What do you have,
Breggy,
Mike?
go.
Oh,
Get
Mike's
out
got
of here.
Android.
You can't.
Damn right I do.
Are you
I have an
serious?
I have a whole
Android
bunch
too.
of these things.
Oh, God.
Yes.
He has a whole bunch of these things, yes, because only one works at a
Exactly,
time.
yeah.
That's the problem.
He's got to go to a backup, then to another backup.
As we grow, my next plan is we're not doing any more mobile apps.
They don't get it, Soph.
I think we'll institute a Roku app maybe next season.
That'd be awesome. Oh yeah,
And that I think will take care of a lot of the issue.
That's what I do. I just stream it over.
The text that I just got, you know who sent it? I 100% agree with you. So I'll show you after the fact. It's funny. It's not for air. So there's racing going on everywhere that you can possibly imagine this weekend. Yeah, I've used it a few times and I've had no problems. We're definitely trying to improve each and every week. The other issue that I do get texted, the one thing about being so accessible is people just text me directly and it's fine. But I've said it every show. If there is a red flag and somebody hits the wall hard, I'm pulling the camera and I'm not showing a replay until I know they're okay. End of discussion. If that makes you upset, I'm sorry, but it's never going to change. I'm not going to show something and have something be horribly wrong with the person after. I could never live with myself, and it's not going to happen. The first thing I do is yank that camera off, and then I will show the replay only after I know they're okay.
I think the other thing, too, people are going to keep in mind is with the other streaming platforms as well, they have issues, too.
Yes.
Difference between you and them is that we're way more accessible to either compliment or complain to, versus you don't have the other streaming platforms don't have a podcast or a phone number to text or call. So
a girl named Erica needs their own podcast too. Apparently, come on now.
So.
That still cracks me up when people say that to me.
But no, you know what I'm saying. But I think if you watch any of these other streaming platforms, you're going to see. It is not perfect. I mean, it's like a cell phone. I mean, we're 2023. We can put pedestrians on the moon, but we can't lose service driving through Manchester, New Hampshire.
This phone is far more perfect than that one.
Mine's just
so what I did,
cracked screen. That's really it.
The happy little, we're right up against the clock here, but two last things. The happy little accident that happened at Claremont is, so my entire trailer, I am into the power from the tracks, but I have big battery backup packs that run so I don't have to run with issues of power cutting out and stuff. When they swapped the generator over at Claremont this week, my entire trailer went down. I don't know why. Battery backups are up. I had Steve Grant stand next to me at Hudson yesterday, yanked the power out of the trailer, and the trailer stayed up and running. My trailer can run for 5 to 10 minutes without power, and I don't know what happened at Claremont. So immediately, as the heats ended, they swapped the power, and I was like, well, that stinks, because the entire stream went down, but came back up. But the happy little accident that I did, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the heat races, and I'm going to put them online on ClaremontMotorsportsPark.com and put them up there for free, and they're on the Facebook page, on Claremont's Facebook page. So if you haven't seen NHSTRA Vision, you want to check out what one of the broadcasts looked like, the entire heat race session is available on Claremont's Facebook page for you to go log in and take a look at and see if it's something that you like. And also, final and closing, looking for somebody, if you are looking for a job and getting into motorsports and kind of do a little bit of what I do.
We're looking for someone to drive the 29 modified starting this week because the guy who's doing it can't get it done.
Yep.
Good news is fat guy friendly, so we're taking
Brand.
all applications.
Yes.
So on top of that, your other duties would be assisting me on race day, and going to get interviews down in the pits and helping out with stuff, because there's a plan to try to do a lot more interactive stuff during the downtime, where sometimes there's a wreck, sometimes there's issues on the track. We had cars blow up and put oil all over the tracks, and you have downtime. So I would like to have interviews that are happening that I can just roll when we have that going on. So if you're interested in this stuff, basically 3 requirements: be social media savvy, you not be a pain in the butt, and then you're able to come work at the tracks and just basically be a team player. Everybody on the NHSTRA Vision team has been phenomenal. We got Judy Reed, we have Nathan Howe, Dylan Howe, Barry Snelling, we have Lori Montgomery, we have a bunch of other people that come in and fill in too. Our team is phenomenal. They're there week in, week out, hanging out in the sun, and we'll be at Claremont on a Friday. We'll be at Monadnock on Saturday and Hudson on a Sunday. And it's just 3 days, boom, 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 back to back to back. And
I'll say,
we love it.
For the money, the value there. I mean, like I've said this to you. Every racetrack I go to, I'm getting a pit pass. What's that, $35, $40, maybe $50, some of these races?
Yep.
I mean, I've definitely made my money back on that thing, that's for sure. For the races that I could not attend to and I've had to watch, it's been awesome. I see the value is absolutely astronomical there.
I love every minute of what I do. I pulled that lucky rabbit out of the hat where you take something that you enjoy and you turn it into a career. Who would have known 5 years ago? I would have never thought this was what I'd be doing for work, and love every minute of it. And I'm very, very committed to what we do and try to get all the stream looking better each and every week. And what's that date that I wanted to talk to you about?
August 13th.
August 13th, Hudson Speedway. The Rodfather Pro Stocks are making an appearance down there, and we know how those Pro Stocks run around that track, and it's going to be a phenomenal race. So make sure that you get out there and support racing at all these tracks. And I've said it time in and time out. It doesn't matter if it's our track, your track, this track, that track. Just support racing because they're not building more racetracks, guys. Like, we got to be in this together, and this is how we grow racing between the Hudson Heroes. You have the go-kart series, the Young Guns. This is how we provide the next generation of racers. These people that you see out on the track, that you see in the Hudson Heroes and the Young Guns, in 20 years from now, you might see them on TV driving a NASCAR. You don't know. These are the next generations. Did anybody think 20 years ago, or however many long it was, that that little kid named Derek Griffith from Hudson, New Hampshire was going to have the career that he did? And he's still growing. Like, these are the next generations of drivers. So if you want to come out and watch the Hudson Heroes, is that something that people can do on a Thursday night?
We're going to be running again this Thursday. And actually, we forgot to mention Nancy and Dennis. They're
there all the time.
All the time.
Yep.
You know, Dennis is running the speed. Nancy's running around helping any way she can.
They are awesome.
The
They are
volunteers at the
fantastic
Hudson
people.
Heroes are fantastic. It's a great atmosphere every time we're there. Everybody's so happy, and you might even see Ben smile.
I don't believe that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
You're gonna have to take a
false
picture.
advertisement there.
No way, man.
That won't happen.
Not at
Don't
Hudson
expect
Heroes.
that.
No
If
way.
you're
It's
looking for
true,
money
it's
back.
true.
No, I don't believe it.
I've
Sorry.
seen it.
It's true.
If I ever
She's lying
get
too.
if I ever get a free
don't
Thursday,
lie.
I will come down and hang out with you guys.
stay.
I am taking off for Claremont again. I think
If I
Wednesday.
show up, he
so.
won't smile. Trust
Well, we
me.
got rained out last Thursday, so we're going to be running this Thursday.
Mother Nature has not been a fan of racing this season. It's just, man, and we have had torrential downpours repeatedly. So,
Remind me to tell you my Six Flags story.
oh boy.
speaking
On
of
that note, hey guys, we'll see you at the track, Claremont Motorsports Park, Friday night, and you have your pick of the litter on Saturday. You can go over to Monadnock Speedway or the USA Speedway. Either one you choose, you cannot go wrong. We'll see you at the racetrack. We'll be back here next Monday night at 7 o'clock with bellies full from Jersey Bikes, courtesy of Original Wheelman. Go out and support that, originalwheelman.com, MLM Diagnostic Services, and Bumpy's Automotive for everything that they do for all of the tracks in New England. We can't thank you guys all enough. Thank you very much. And remember, support the businesses and the people that support racing, because without them, none of this is possible. We'll see you next week. Have a great day, guys.